Okay, I bought this laptop for 40 bucks. This is the Dell Latitude 7392 in 1. It's a really cool laptop, you know, with that magnesium, whatever you call that, metallic chassis, front and back. You know, it can twist to become like a tablet of sorts. Like that, has 16 gigs of RAM or 8 or something like that. I'm not even sure. But we have a small problem with the keyboard. The key presses don't work that easy. You really have to hit it, like punch it. And that's a very common problem on this version of these laptops. Very common. And unfortunately, Dell, instead of thinking, okay, since we realize we can't make a keyboard to stay there, well, at least let's make sure it's easy to open and replace it. How about no? How about no? You have to really go through some pain to get to that keyboard. And we'll see that in a second. I bought a replacement keyboard. It was just an eBay. I think I paid like 15 bucks or something like that. Just a replacement with a LED and all that. But we'll have to install it when we butcher the laptop to the end of it. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 regular Phillips tiny screws. And that's what we're gonna do here. And let me see actually if I can do it with this one. Even though this one somehow hurts my hand, but because it doesn't spin good, I hate that. This one is the best spinning one, and well, it's my Husky screwdriver. Okay, that sounds like it's in place. Nice. And see you in a minute, I guess. And the screws looks like they are the ones that stay in the board. That's good. I need a bigger one. Okay, just lift any corner you can catch either with a tool or by hand, however you find it easier, and it should come up. That part is easy. There's nothing attached to the back base board, so you're good on that. And here we are presented with almost nothing actually, at least upgradable. It's an M.2 and the wireless LAN, and that's it. Here is where the 4G module would go if you have one, and you're kind of done. Let me pull this battery out really quick, make sure this does not give us a nightmare, and take the battery out first before anything else. I just like to put that away. I'm liking that some of the screws at least are catching good. This is actually a pretty good drive for a cheap one. GM528, 512 gig. It was actually better than I expected it to be. And now that all the screws are taken off from the battery, just lift it and put it on the side and continue our journey to this piece right here. But to get there, we have to get almost everything else out. And I almost forgot to remove the SIM tool. Look at me. Just pull it out of here. Okay, well, okay, let's do this. Don't forget to remove these connectors from the board so you don't rip them. And just make sure everything looks as you wish. So let's keep going on. Just don't forget this little cable has to move out too. That's our Wi-Fi antenna cable. Actually, let me see if I can just put it on the... Yeah, I think that'll be good enough. Is we need to take this screw here out. There's a connector here that goes to the daughter board. Don't forget to take that out and don't rip it, just like that. And the second one is on top of it, comes out too. That's for the power button. And just make sure any cables that you can. And let's see, boom. And the screen cable, I'm not gonna move it because I don't need to. I'm just peeling it up. Is all I need to work with is right here. This keyboard. Let me peel this back just a little bit. Can't have this one. And this other one. You don't want to rip these two. Do not rip. You'll be in a world of hurt. And now we have a million screws here for the keyboard. Because according to Dell, anybody buying it is too stupid to repair it. So even though I praise Dell a lot, I like Dell stuff, I use Dell stuff, sometimes in some products, you know, they just kind of go too far from their roots of being Dell. And always when you think you removed all the screws, do another quick check all around if you see any screw head anywhere. And then nothing, because this is put through the body. That's why it looks like it's nothing, but it's done, trust me. And now it's a good time to remove the ribbon, just so you don't damage the connector. See how I forgot one screw right here under the M.2 shield. That's very interesting. And that's at the magnet base here on the side. Nice catch. Shield out too if I can without ripping. I mean, it in reality doesn't do a lot. Boom. And that's the keyboard. That is a bad keyboard. Bad keyboard. But we're not done yet. This is just the base. Now, in here on the keyboard itself, before we plant the new one, we have to take a few more screws. Yes, this shield here that you see, this goes back in the laptop. And now it would be your time to shine if you want to clean this part, if it's not super clean. On mine is very clean. Whoever had it, actually that part did it right. They kept this clean. But anyway, there's just a few screws. It's not that many. It's enough that we have to take them out. That's for sure. It's one tiny one right here. Okay, let me get a new magnet. By the way, these are fridge magnets, you know, that you put notes or something. But these are absolutely amazing for repairs, so you can separate your screws on these separate magnets. Not just food for thought. Is these 3 screws I'm removing right now gotta be the tiniest ones you'll see in your life, besides the reading glasses screws. Those are, ooh, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Let me see now, anything else? Nope. Okay, you just have to pull it. Oh, there's 2 more screws on the board itself. Between E, S, W, and D, there's 1 screw right there. And there's another screw between the letter P, brackets, comma, and semi-comma or column, whatever you want to call. Just don't forget them. Even though the keyboard doesn't work, you don't want to rip the under shield for this keyboard, because that's what we're gonna use for the new one. Whew, this is it's nerve-wracking, let me tell you that. If you don't have patience for this stuff, I think you should just take it to someone like me and do it. And you have to take that. There's adhesive under here. Yep, some of it will rip. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just totally normal, because it depends how old it is and all that. And time for the new one. Here comes the new one, and we'll see how it fits and goes. And it should be fun, I guess. These 2 screws are right here, so it should go like this. And there are some kind of pins. Let me show you real quick. Some metallic pins raised all throughout to go on the new keyboard, so it aligns it whether you like it or not in those pins. Let me make sure I'm putting it with the screw holes. Is that quite important? Yep, you see the pins all make it sit. Okay, get the screwdriver again and start the pain again. Ooh, with these tiny ones. And I usually like to start from inside these 2, just so I make sure it stays aligned, and then follow the rest. That's it. Don't bother putting new adhesive here, because it will be grabbed by the laptop itself. This is just, you don't need to do that. Anyway, we put these other screws and we are good to go. Don't apply too much force on these tiny ones. They go in quite gently. Plus, you're threading them into aluminum threads. You know, just imagine that now. Nice. Done. This is transplanted here successfully on this shield. And now we have to put it on the laptop itself. But here is a small trick that you have to semi-open the laptop. Align it as much as you can by hand, obviously, but then you have to semi-open the laptop and make sure all the keys are going through before you put screws. Just to make sure, because, you know, a lot of these keyboards are either aftermarket or stuff like that. As you see, there's one right here that does not want to do its job. Yep, right here. Boom. Now they all look good. Looks like they all went through. Yep. Okay, now we can start putting some screws to hold it down. Oh, look at that. I have to put this under that shield, because of course if they don't make it extremely complex, it wouldn't be nice. Now I think we're good. And double check it again, just to make sure every key came through. Yep. Nice. So now we have to start putting screws back in. Oh, okay. Good. We're good. We're really good. Okay, after a million screws, we are ready to put the motherboard, but one more thing before we put the motherboard back in, open it again, just to make sure that everything is sitting properly on the other side. And in this case, looks like we're good to go. Everything looks like it's sitting nice and flush. Now we are ready to start the very painful journey. Self-inflicted journey. Because I wanted to buy a cheap laptop and challenge myself, and that's something I actually like doing for some reason. Okay, the ribbon seems to be a little bit longer on the new one, and these are common themes sometimes when you buy aftermarket. It's $15, so, you know, beggars cannot be choosers. That's what they used to say, even though I begged with my own money. Anyway, let's start popping it up, or in this case. Don't forget this part here, the fan goes in that kind of slot there, and then the rest kind of sits in. And don't forget these USB-Cs. For some reason you have to start at the USB-C part of it to make sure they go in, and then push your way through. Yep, now we're good. And the fan in that little slot, and we're good. Okay, this is that kind of work that if you don't like it, it really quick makes you hit yourself, so you must like it. Boom. Look at that. 0 screws left over. That's success. And if you see 0 screws left over, you're good to go. Make sure every connector is plugged back in how it's supposed to be. This one stays empty. These power speakers, I never use the speakers, but just they're there and I'm gonna plug them. This one here's the mouse or the touchpad. Everything looks perfect. Connect the battery. And if it starts smoking, grab it and run outside. And that's it. It's that easy. Boom. Okay. I don't see any smoke yet. I forgot to put this CMOS battery under there, which can go anyway. Doesn't really matter. And well, before you put it, before you put the lid to go through the pane, I suggest you try to turn it on first, just to make sure it looks good. And here's the button. I see the keyboard came on. Oh, we have everything on. Yep, everything came back on. It's posting and it's working. Can we turn it off on BIOS? Yep, good. And now, just ready to put the cover back in, and you have a working laptop that I bought for 40 bucks. I mean, I can't complain. It was actually easier than I thought, besides the time it takes to open and close and all that, but I've done these kind of things so many times that at this point it's like a muscle memory. And just there's some caps here. Boom. Nice. And that's it. All the screws are in. Everything looks good. Keyboard looks good. Now we have to put the tools away, but don't worry about it for now. Let me just turn it back on really quick. Yep, the keyboard came on and it feels pretty good, I would say. I don't feel anything weird on it. It feels just how it was before. I hope I didn't click a BIOS button. Nope. Okay, we're good. Now, fingerprints are a big problem with some of these laptops, and there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so I know the enter button works. That's good. Nice. So we're in. Menu. Yep. So everything works actually. Oh yeah. Oh wow. I was getting so pissed with this keyboard before, but now I'm not, because now it actually works. Okay, and this is our keyboard tester, and I'm gonna just type to make sure everything on it is clean. And come on, Microsoft. That's why people hate Microsoft, because it's trash. It's pure garbage. That's why Microsoft is hated. Nice. ALT. Okay, so what if I press this one here? Q, P, V, M. Yeah, so every little thing actually works here. Nice. We did a really, really good job. Okay, besides that, what else can I tell you? If we have everything on green here, we are good. Look at that. That's it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it. Just to put it closer to you, that they're green. That's what matters, because the rest are function keys and I already tested them. They're all good. And I'll try to find a link for this keyboard that I bought, in case you have one of these laptop series. There's like 4 or 5 of these. I'll try to put them down on description, which models use the same keyboard. Because there's like 3 or 4, I think, that Dell made of these laptops that actually use the same keyboard that you see right here. So look at that. Everything just works. Nice. I like that. Anyway, the touch works too. And Microsoft is, as always, purely trash, because that's what Microsoft does. And with that said, well, if you find a link down below, you'll know I found some links. If not, it is what it is. Again, this was the Dell Latitude 7390 2-in-1. That I bought for 40 bucks, and I just changed the keyboard. Ooh, that was a little bit tiresome, but worth it 1,000,000%. Hope you learned something. We'll see you next time. Tell your friends about it. Don't be scared of repairing electronics. 40 bucks plus 15 keyboard. 55 bucks, I have a good working computer. Yay, what else do you want in life? Yes, I bought it from Goodwill. Shut up.